Hello everyone, welcome to the new video in the series of Notes app, and in this video we will write end-to-end test for delete note feature. So the flow of this feature is that let's say we have few notes in our app, and when we tap on first note, then we will navigate it to this note detail screen, and after tapping on this delete icon, this dialog will be shown, and after pressing this yes button, note will be deleted from the database, and we will navigate it back to our home screen, and the deleted node will also be removed from this listing. So this is the flow of delete node feature. So in this video we will write two tests for delete node feature, and at the end of the video these test will run like this. So this will be the outcome or result of this video. So let's write it. So in our code we will go to Android test source set and create a new file named as delete node test, and in here we will do initial setup for this test to use Dagger Hilt. So we have already done the detailed setup in our previous videos. So if you directly jumped into this video and want to know how to set up Dagger Hilt for test cases, then you can I have mentioned that video in this video description below, so you can reach that video to understand the complete flow of setting up Dagger Hilt. So in here we will define a rule, Hilt rule, actually Hilt Android rule, pass this, and also and define another rule for compose test rule. Actually we need create Android compose rule, which need component activity, and we will provide Hilt component activity, which is a customized one for Dagger Hilt, and we also provide the ordering to this rules, that first this rule would be applied and then this rule should be applied. And next is we will create our first test named as delete one node, and deleted node should be removed from home screen listing. And annotate it with test. Now in here we will use create compose test rule dot content and provide the content here, and as for this test we need both the screen, and which also include the navigation. So we will use here home navigation, which we have defined in our home activity, which required nav controller instance. So remember nav controller and pass it in here. And now we need to Our first step would be that when this test will run, then we make sure that we are successfully landed on our home screen. So for that we will wait for this title to be appeared on the UI. So for that we will use compose test rule dot wait until, provide the 4-second timeout delay, and compose test rule dot on node with text node sap if displayed, and if it is displayed, that means we are successfully landed on our home screen. Now we need to wait for these nodes to be populated in the UI, but at this stage we don't have any record in our database, because initially when this test will run, then our DB will be empty. So for that we need to do something to so before running this test there should be any entries in the database, node entries. So for that, here we will create another method named as setup, annotate it with before. So by annotating this one, this method will be called before execution of any test. So in here we will need a use case to insert any entity. So for that we have add node use case, and we will inject it through Dagger Hilt. So in here we will use Hilt rule dot inject method, which will inject these required dependencies. And we also need nodes. So we will create a variable named as node1, and we have dummy nodes. So node1 dot to model and node2. So we have two nodes here, so we will use this to execute and use execute method and pass the node1, and same for node2. So we are having some error that this is a suspend function, and that should be called inside within a coroutine or from a suspend function. So we will wrap this into run test. This is first thing, and the second thing is that we want to make sure that when the execution of this code of function block will be completed, then these entries should be successfully inserted in the database, because if they are not inserted in the database, then this test won't work as expected. So we need to make sure that these two entries should be inserted in the database before the completion of this function body. So for that we will wrap this into async. And use await here. So this will wait at this line to complete the execution of this method, and same for this one. And our next step would be that when this test is executed, then after that we need to delete all our entries from the database. So after that, when another test in this file run, then their test would have the fresh entries which we want to use in that test. So for that, here we will create another method named as onDestroy, annotate it with after, and in here we need another use case named as delete all nodes use case, and also annotate it with inject. So Dagger Hilt will provide the instance of that. And in here we will call this execute method, And same do for this one. This is a suspend function, so we will wrap this into run test and also into async. So all the records should be executed within the scope of this on destroy. And yeah, that's it. So another point which we have also faced in previous video, that this execute function taking not one, and in this use case we are doing that if node id is -1, that means it's a new node, and we are inserting that node in our database in our repository. And if id is not -1, that means we are trying to update an existing node, so then repository update method is called. But at this point we want to insert new entries in our database. So for that we will, as this dummy nodes contains the node id 1 and 2, so we will make a copy of it and make the id -1. So in that case these entries will be inserted in the database. And we also need the new inserted node IDs. So for that we will create a variable named as node1 ID, and by default it will be 0, and create another node2.id and it would be 0. And after the insertion of this one, we as this execute function won't returning anything, so to listen the inserted node information, because we need the node IDs to perform operation in our test, we will use another class named as listen node use case. And inject it, and this will trigger we will receive different kind of events from our database or from our repository. So we will listen those events here by using this background scope.launch unconfined test dispatcher and pass the test scheduler, and in here we will listen those events. Use when condition here, as these scope information why we are using background scope and unconfined test dispatcher have already covered in our previous videos. So if you want to understand that how these things work in testing scenario, then that video link is also mentioned in the description below, so you can get complete or thorough details from that video. So press Alt Enter at remaining branches, and in here we need only this insert event only. So in here, if event dot value dot title is equal to node1 dot title, then we will update node1 ID, and else if event dot value dot title is equal to node2 dot title, then we will update node2 dot ID. So yeah, this is it, and we will make the unit here so this won't be crashed. And yeah, that's just a lot of the things initially things to set up this, but yeah, this is it. And this is an experimental API, that's why we need to opt in that we are using this experimental API, and if we get any loss in our production level app, then we will be responsible for that. So next is we need to wait for the node listing to be populated. So for that we will use another wait until here and provide the 4 second timeout and compose test rule dot on node with text not one dot title is displayed. So this will be this code will wait until the node is listed, and the timeout for this one is 4 seconds. Now we need to tap on this first node. So to refer that node, we have in our code home screen, we have our listing here, items, and this is our card which we are seeing here. So in that we have test tag and content description have note ID. So we will refer this card using this note ID and perform click function or click operation on it. So compose test rule dot node with content description note one ID string and perform click function here, click operation here. And after tapping on this first node, we will navigate it to node detail screen. So first of all, we will wait for this node detail screen to be appear. Then after that, we will verify title and description. So these are the operation node detail screen. Second would be verify title and description, and the next is tap on this delete icon and then tap on this yes, tap on yes button. So this will be our action plan for this screen. So first of all, this node detail screen title has some content description in the app bar. So in our add node screen, at the top of it, in our app bar, we have content description add node screen. So we will wait for this to be appeared. So here compose test rule dot wait until 4 seconds timeout and compose test rule content description, and that is add node screen. Is displayed. So yeah, if that is displayed, then we will verify our this title and description. So here we will use compose test rule dot text on node with text not one dot title assert is displayed, and same for the description. So if they are correct, then that's mean we are seeing the right node in our detail screen. And now we need to tap on this delete icon, and for that our delete icon have the content description delete node. So we will use that compose test rule content description delete node and perform click. So after tapping on this clicking on this delete icon, we will navigate it to our this confirmation dialog. Now we need to tap on this yes. First of all, we need to go to our confirmation dialog, and in here we have our yes button, and which has content description yes. We need to tap on this yes button. So yes dot perform click, and after tapping on that, our node will be deleted from our database and we will navigate it back to our home screen. So first of all, we will wait for our home screen to be displayed. So compose, so here we will home screen, navigate it back to home screen, and wait for deleted item to be removed from the list. So wait for item removal. So compose test rule dot wait until, actually we need to copy this initial code which we already wrote, so paste it in here. And the next is we will wait that the first node which we have deleted should be removed from this listing. So we will wait for this action to be happen. So compose test rule dot wait until 4 seconds delay, and compose test rule note 1 dot title is not displayed. So we will wait 4 seconds to wait that that item should be removed from the listing. If it is removed, then we will assert our operations here, that compose test rule dot text on node with text note 1 dot title assert does not exist, and same for the description. And we after, as initially we have in this screenshot there are multiple nodes, but in our test we have only 2 nodes. So if the first node is deleted, then the remaining one would be 1 node in our listing. So to verify that, we have in our home screen there is a test tag named as node item, which we have used for this card. So based on this, we will count that how many nodes in our listing, and there should be 1 node in our listing. So compose test rule dot on all nodes with tag, and tag is node item, assert count should be 1. So this is our, let me verify that again, in our home screen, not item, yeah, and there should be remaining 1 node in our listing. So yeah, this is it for this test. So let's run and verify this test. Okay, so our test haven't been passed. Actually, we forgot to mention something at the top of our file, which is Hilt Android test. And now let's run our test again. And we are facing another test crash, and that is okay, so I haven't faced that issue before, so let me diagnose this issue, and I will come back in few minutes. Okay, so I have found the issue, and the issue was not very big, and the issue is that I have mistakenly placed all of our code in the set content section. but the required code for set content is these 2 lines only, but we have we have add all of our test code in this set content section. So this was the issue. So to resolve the issue, we need to copy this code of block, cut from here and paste it in here. Now we need to run our test. Okay, so now at this point our test have been successfully passed, and now we write another test, and in that test we will delete both as we have 2 nodes in our test, and we will delete both nodes one by one. So for that we use this code of block and copy it and paste it in here and rename it as delete two nodes, and deleted node should be removed from the home screen listing. So in here we will use our current code, and in here we will do it like node1 dot let node, and copy this portion from here and move it into that scope function. And in here we have node1, so we will use node here, and we are doing this for node1 id, so node1 id would be used, and also remove this one from here. Okay, so this portion is already working as expected, which we have tested in our previous test. So now we will also do this same process for our node 2. So we will copy this code of block, paste it in here, and rename it to node 2. Use node 2 here and use node 2 id here, and rest of the section will be same. And in here, after deletion of these removal of these from the listing, when we count remaining node items, then there would be no items, so it would be 0. So this is our second test. So let's run and verify this test. Okay, so this test also have been successfully passed, and now we will run this whole file. So both of our tests will be run sequentially to verify the functionality. Okay, so both of our tests have been successfully passed, and this is it for today's video. I hope this would be meaningful information for you. So if you have any question, or if you are facing any issue while writing or running these tests, then do let me know in the comments below. I will reach you. So thank you for watching. Bye.